Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and having a fantastic week. Today's video is how to train your parrot to fly to you. So we're going to be talking about recall and stationing as well. I've got Pickles helping me today. She's going to show you her recall and stationing, and we're going to show you the finished result as well as the steps. Now you may be thinking, well, why do I need to train my parrot to fly to me? It flies around the room, it has a good time. It's really important to train your parrot to fly to you for emergency situations, if you need them to come to you straight away, situations where they might be doing something naughty, like our boys like to do. They like to climb on top of the curtain pole and chew the wood, and then we ask them to come to us, and most of the time they do. Also, it's really good for exercise as well, because birds aren't necessarily going to be flying around all the time, all day. You can have set training sessions with flying like we do with Pickles and with the boys as well, and that gives a structured session to do some flying, and you increase the height of the flight or make it lower, sort of ascending and descending flights, and it really tones up their muscles and gives, as I say, a bit more structure to your flying. So recall is where you ask your bird to come to you, and stationing is where you ask them to go somewhere else to kind of sit and wait for further instructions. In order to train both behaviours, you need to have a really solid step up. Now, if your bird doesn't have a really solid step up, then my boyfriend David has a video all about how to train your bird to step up. I'll leave a card at the top and a link in the description as well. And if your bird isn't even at that stage yet and they're not confident kind of being around you, or they're a little bit nervous, he's also got a video on bonding and taming your bird. So again, that will be on his channel too. So make sure you head over there and check out those videos. Apparently we're just going to have some scritches on my head, but that's fine. We're just going to work with it and scream at me as well. One of the other things you need when you start your training session, hopefully you already understand the concept of training, but you need to have a reward that is really actually rewarding for your bird. For example, we use sunflower seeds for Pickles and we use millet for the boys. Now they don't have those seeds within their normal diet, they are purely for training, which makes them really reinforcing and rewarding, and they want to kind of work and earn them. Whereas if you feed kind of a seed mix that's already got those kinds of things in, and then you're offering them as a treat, they're not going to be as rewarding because they can access them anytime. So work out what your bird really likes as a reward, and then you can go from there, and it will make flying and training really fun. So another thing to remember before you start your flying sessions, or any training sessions for that matter, is the length of time. Your sessions shouldn't go over about 15 minutes, but the kind of ideal time for a training session is about 5 to 10 minutes. Otherwise they're going to lose interest and you're going to end on a negative note. And that's another thing to move on to. You always want to end on a positive note. Sometimes people push their sessions too far because they're getting really great responses, and then the bird is like, well, I've done this now, I'm kind of bored, I want to go and do something else. So you kind of want to end your session where they've done something brilliant. We had a situation yesterday where Chip's learning a new toy and he did something really fantastic, so we gave him a really big reward known as jackpot. It's a huge reward, saying well done, that was awesome, and then we stopped the session there. So he's going to remember that that end of session ended when he did something really cool and what we wanted and what we were asking for, and then he got a really tasty big treat. So that's another thing to consider with your training sessions. Now when it comes to asking your bird to step up and increasing that distance, which is the basis of training a recall, you want to make sure that your cues are consistent. So if you ask them to, for example, we say Pickles come when we want her to fly to us, it needs to be in the same tone and the same words, not Pickles fly to me or Pickles, you know, whatever. It has to be the same thing. Just like with our hand signals, when we ask her to come to us, we use a flat hand. That's how she knows we're asking us to fly. We don't do 2 fingers, 1 finger, I don't know, whatever else combinations you can think of. It has to be consistent, because then you're going to get consistent results. And also, if your bird has a bit of a struggle when you're increasing the distance of them flying to you, take it back a couple of steps and get their confidence back with the steps before the one you're hoping to get to, because flying is really difficult, and especially for birds who are pets or in captivity, they don't always have the best flight muscles, which is something that you can use this exercise to work on. You can increase their muscles and get them exercising. But if they're struggling on a step, just take it back and get them rewarded and more confident in the steps that you're working towards. So I think I've babbled on loads about training now. Let's get into the steps and I'll show you how we work on our flight training. If you have any questions that you think I haven't covered or anything you want me to clarify, of course leave it in the comments. I'd love to chat to you because I could talk about animal training all day. But anyway, this is how we train our birds to recall and to station. So step 1 to get your bird to fly to you is to have a really solid step up, because that is the foundation, good girl, of getting your bird to come to you. The next step is to have your hand just out of reach, so they either have to extend their leg to get to you or maybe even do a short hop if they're feeling confident, and you can have a treat just out of reach to encourage them. Good girl. Now once your bird is confident either hopping or extending their leg, essentially you're just extending the distance, so you have it a little bit further away. Pickles, come. Good girl. Until the point where they're having to use their wings. Now you may need to use a bit of encouragement for this. You can use your voice like, come on Pickles, come on, you can do it. Or using more treats to kind of lure them and to just gradually extend the distance. So the key to this behaviour is constant repetitions and reinforcement, and very gradually moving your hand away. If your bird is really struggling to get to one distance, just take it back a step and then go to a distance they're more comfortable with until they're more confident. Pickles, come. Good girl. Pickles, come. Good girl. Pickles, come. Good girl. So in order to train stationing for your parrot to go where you want them to go, you're essentially training the recall backwards. So we're basically asking Pickles to step up onto a perch like this. And then once your bird is confident stepping onto the area you want them to go, you just offer the treat behind the area, good girl, and get them to jump or maybe even do a little fly towards it. So as you increase the distance with your stationing, you may need a friend to help you have a treat at the actual station point, or if your bird has made a really positive association with the station area, they may not even need a treat to go there, just a cue. For example, I say, Pickles station, and she goes to her area like I'm going to show you now. Pickles station! Good girl! So now I'll show you the full behaviour of Pickles coming to me and then going back to her station. She can do a further distance, high up and low down, but just for the camera angles it's really hard to get a full picture of what we can do. So I'll show you now. Ready? Pickles, come. Clever girl. Pickles station. Good girl. So that brings me to the end of the video. I hope it's been useful in helping you learn how to train your bird to fly to you and to fly back through recall and stationing. If you have any questions at all about parrots, animal training, anything like that, then please leave a comment down below. I would love to speak to you. But from me and Pickles, it's thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic week. The boys are going to start singing, so take care and see you later.